One of the things that really excites us about working with organisations is the power of data to transform their businesses. And I think Rank's an organisation that's been around for a long time and undergone and still has an appetite for a lot of change. Today, their strategy remains all around entertainment, but it's really about gaming, and they've moved in the 21st century, and their two big brands are Mecca Bingo and Grosvenor Casinos, and they're the biggest casino operator in the UK.
Data was used sporadically in the organisation, different parts. We had a digital business and we have a retail business. In the retail business, data was not really being used at all. Across the digital business, people were using it, but probably not in a very scientific and managed way. And there was no way of attributing the data activities to the value of the organisation. Red Olive we brought in because we didn't have some of those skills. We were trying to recruit particular individuals who could come in and bridge that gap between the strategy and how do we go and build and what should we build.
Really, the first piece of work we did was with that senior team. We ran a whole set of workshops, but really hone in as quickly as we can to which are the most valuable pieces of information that are going to make the biggest difference to them. What we then work on is how to present those in an intuitive and very interactive way in terms of a set of dashboards, and then ultimately how to put those into the hands of their frontline staff who can make then a big practical difference to how, for example, the Grosvenor casinos themselves are being run.
So one of the first things we need to be able to do, if you do a business case to do cross-selling between your retail business and digital, which was a key strategy of ours, if you actually don't know the profile of the customers, if you don't know the average age, if you don't know how many customers you've got, and that was probably the biggest challenge we had, is knowing how many customers we had to start with. Having that information, gave us the ability, A, to do better business cases internally, and more valuable. People were overestimating things before, and actually we realised we had a lot less customers because there were duplicates in there and all those sort of things. But also, I think, understanding the sort of age profile of customers, the behaviour. We were able to look at things like, when customers were coming into club and venue. We were able to look at the amount they were spending, how much people were getting in terms of free offers and things like that versus spending their own money. So an awful lot of things came out of that, and most of those we didn't know about before.
Yeah, I think the key challenges were that we needed the data quickly. We need to be able to make changes quickly for the data to be accurate, which sounds a strange one, but there are lots of moving parts within the data. When we change, for example, an offer that we give to our customers, then that makes the data look a little bit different, and we need to be able to move along with those.
Another reason data visualization can be really useful to an organisation is that it enables you to combine perhaps static data that you have about an individual with their transactional behavioural data through lots of different channels. And you can combine whether someone's contacted you on the phone, through your different websites and brands and so on, and often what we end up looking at is how that relates to things like their age, where they live, other attributes about that individual as well, and you can see if there are patterns.
Red Olive as a partner, it was that sense of they took ownership around what they were doing rather than coming in and waiting to be told. Actually they started driving things a little bit and helping us. And I think culturally very well aligned, because they're just very friendly folks and sort of dive straight in, and they sat with us in the same team, and no one could really tell whether they were part of our team or not. And I think that was really the issue. If you were to ask people who were the end consumers of all of this, they would say they couldn't tell, whether they worked for Red Olive or Rank.
I think Red Olive have been really useful in providing us with, as I said before, the there and then data. And that has to be a good thing at the end of the day, rather than having to wait a week or a month for data to come through, to be able to literally run the data the day after things have actually happened in your club. That's brought us a lot closer to the data, and I'm sure that when we get the remaining reports that we're waiting for, that's going to do exactly the same, and we're going to be able to make key decisions a lot quicker and a lot sharper, which has got to be beneficial to the business.